Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanjiv Udash. I am the co-founder at Mpercept Technology. Without further ado, let's get into the panel discussion. As you can see, we have a very young and brilliant panel with us. So we would like to get their experience and, you know, try to learn as much as we can from this hour session, focusing on why Nepal, more than ever, needs to look into IoT and AI, and if these technologies can lead Nepal to a very brighter and efficient future. So let me discuss the session plan. We'll start off by introducing the panelists by themselves. They will talk a little bit about their work, and then we'll focus on to some basic topics on IoT and AI, and then we'll move on to specific areas. I would like to invite the audience, whenever they can, to ask questions to our panelists. So let's get started straight away. I would like to start off with Sagar to introduce himself and the work he has been doing till now in a very short introduction.
So my name is Sagar Shrestha, and I am the head of product development at Paaila Technology. So after graduating from Pulsar campus IOE, I started this company called Paaila Technology with 6 other people. And ever since then, it's been 2.5 years I've been in the company, and we have a bunch of wonderful products. And along the years, we have also launched, I've also co-founded Nolo Restaurant, which is a robotic restaurant, and we are planning to bring the chain of this restaurant across Nepal. And currently, the major products at Paaila is a general purpose business assistant robot named Pari, and waiter robot called Ginger, and then finally a chatbot named Query. So this is about me and Paaila in short.
Okay, thank you, Sagar. We move on to Mr. Dwarika Prasad.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dwarika Prasad, and I work for Cisco Systems. I'm a solution architect, primarily responsible for mobility architecture. My responsibilities span across India and SAARC countries. Here, primarily, I work on mobility, as I said, primarily around that. And now we can see that there is a lot of requirement which is coming around the IoT space. And that's where I am working with all the service providers around the IoT use cases. So it would be glad to interact with you, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Let's move on to Alok Subedi.
Namaste सबैजनालाई म आलोक सुवेदी I am a recent returnee from United States. मेरो background भन्नुपर्दा चाहिँ initially I moved to United States in 2007, and then I studied in Oklahoma, then dropped out, moved to California, then we started a company called Siliconhire back in 2012. When we started as a legal process outsourcing company, and then we moved on to legal technology after that. After a few successful USPTO trademarks and all of that, we decided we need to now give it back to our own country and then start doing something in Nepal as well. And that's when we opened the Siliconhire Private Limited in Nepal 4 years back. Once I moved back last year down here, after looking at a lot of problems and a lot of spaces to do things in the country, we opened up our new startup called Vzeal Technologies. Through Vzeal Technologies, right now we are catering to restaurants with our order management system that is IRD certified, that does the inventory management as well, and your billing management as well. We also run an e-commerce venture called buyroxy.com. It's basically an alcohol delivery service around Kathmandu Valley. And our most recent product that we are very proud of to bring into Nepal, Nepalmai Baneko Nepaliko Lagi, is Connect Home. That's our smart home solutions that has been entirely built in Nepal and caters to Nepal and the specific Nepali problems that we face every single day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Alok. Let's move on to Ashish Parajuli.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sanjiv. I'm Ashish Parajuli, co-founder of Mpercept Academy. मेन चाहिँ म चाहिँ सर्टिफाइड बिग डेटा एन्ड एआई इन्जिनियर भन्छु. So what we have been working is नेपालमा एआई डेटा साइन्स बेसिकली टेक्नोलोजीहरू चाहिँ नेपालमा धेरै वर्ष पछाडि आउनुपर्छ भन्ने ट्रेन्ड छ. त्यो चाहिँ हामी चेन्ज गर्न खोजिरहेछ. लाइक जुन एआई डेटा साइन्समा मैले मेन प्रब्लम नेपालमा भनेको चाहिँ मेन पावर प्रब्लमहरू भइरहेछ. अनि हामी चाहिँ एआई र डेटा साइन्स स्किल सेट चाहिँ कसरी ग्रो गर्न सकिन्छ त भनेर चाहिँ एकाडेमिकली हुन्छ या इन्डस्ट्री लेभलमा हुन्छ या कम्युनिटी लेभलमा हुन्छ. वी हेभ बिन वर्किङ अन द्याट. थ्याङ्क यू.
Okay, thank you very much for all the panelists to keep it very short because we are on a time limit. So let's focus the next 20 minutes discussing about IoT, right? As everyone knows, there's been going a lot of talks about IoT and AI. Everyone's fascinated with things like Alexa, and it is estimated by 2025 that 21 billion devices will be connected in terms of IoT. So my question to Alok is, why do you think IoT is on the rise? And is it high time for Nepal to start taking IoT serious?
So basically, IoT is anything, any devices and any things that are connected to the internet that basically allows you to make your life simpler, easier, efficient, and be more productive. And having said that, bringing it back to the context of Nepal, there are so many problems that we see on our day-to-day basis, have it be the traffic lights or have it be the water pump at your own house. So because of IoT devices, what it allows you to do is it basically eliminates the 3 Ds from your life. The 3 Ds are dull, difficult, and dangerous. Those 3 things that you do on a daily basis, that gets eliminated, and that allows the machine basically does it for you. Let me simplify and put it in perspective for what we do on a daily basis. So we generally in Kathmandu Valley, we have a 2-story, 3-story house where we have a water tank at the ground floor, and then we have a water tank at the top floor. And that's a repetitive process that we do every single day. The water has to be pumped to the top, and then it comes out, and we use it, and then it runs out every single day. And that basically is a routine task that we do every single day. But now with an IoT device, what you can do is you can just schedule it, and then the sensors can actually detect when the water is running out on the top floor tank and when the water is actually full on the ground floor tank, and it automatically does it for you. And similarly, during the winter time, you might not be comfortable trying to go out there and turn the lights off, whereas now you can do it over voice control and through your phone. Similarly, the cameras and all the security systems that are in your house can be monitored from anywhere in the world. And that's what IoT does for you. IoT basically does all the manual work for you. And this saves you money, it gives you analytics that can help you make better decisions in your life, and eventually gives you freedom. And with that freedom, that time and space, you can, again, be more creative and create a lot of things that makes a difference.
Okay, thank you. In our previous presentation by Hardip, we saw some of the use cases of IoT that can be enabled in Nepal, right? So my next question to Mr. Dwarika Prasad is, we talked about smart lights and things like that, but what could be other areas that, Nepal can look into?
I think Alok has already set the stage by giving a good example where he is using an automation to at least take care of the water storage process part of it and ensure that the water is also not wastage, right? So if you look at from an IoT use case, right, what we are trying to look at in use cases, what is that we want to focus, right? We have so many problems to address, but yeah, I mean, we cannot solve everything at one go. It is not that it is not doable, but I mean, you need to do it in a sequence because it is not just about sensors, it is not just about connectivity, but it is about even building a database of all this particular data, creating that, and then using that data for taking a step so that you can really utilize it, right? So it is a complete ecosystem. Now, if I look at from that perspective, the biggest thing today from a challenge perspective would be the scarce environmental resource, like what Alok has said, water is one. Then you have even with the number of vehicles increasing, what you have is a pollution which is there. I could see while coming on the way, there are a lot of people with masks who are walking on the street, right? So it has become difficult from us. So what we need to look at is a use case which is going to help us actually, right, as an individual. Not like not a technology just for the sake of a technology, but from a use case perspective. Similar to that, as Hardik, he pointed it out about the use case around the earthquake, because we know that the kind of devastation that what we had last time, right? Of course, the earthquake which came in, of course, is a natural calamity which cannot be predicted as such, but still, I think IoT can still help to a greater extent there. We can have a lot of sensors which can start giving you the readers, right? Like in ocean, when there is a tsunami which comes in, there is a tsunami buoy which is floating all across the ocean, right? And there is a data which goes back. So there is a prediction which comes in out of it. So similar to that, from a Nepal perspective, what I feel is agriculture sector is one what we have to look at, because agriculture is an important sector for a Nepal perspective, where you can look at the moisture level. Based on the moisture, you can really pump in the water required to grow the plants, right? To grow the, and similarly, based on the kind of a temperature what you are in, you will come to know whether the agriculture product is ready for reaping it off, or how it goes. So, and other critical aspect what I have seen is Nepal being a pure tourism industry. There is a huge tourist inflow here, right? So there is a lot of, if from a tourist perspective, what is that you look at? You look at, of course, there are revenue generator for us. So what you have to look at is as from a security perspective, how you can take care of them. And since there are a lot of mountaineering activity which happens within Nepal, there could be a lot of sensors, like when they go to the Mount Everest kind of a mountain, right? So you really don't know the health condition, because the health condition changes as they move up and up, right? So there can be IoT sensors, like they can be part of the harness that can give you readings. And at different stages or different levels, you will know the health condition of the mountaineer, right? So these are few use cases we can look at. And I think the most important would be the traffic management part of it, because I can see the traffic will get worse as the population density increases. And this will come into control only when we have a traffic management kind of a use case deployed, where the violators are instantly penalized through their bank account or whatever it is, right? Because in order to bring in a discipline, you need to take some hard steps initially so that you have a better life. This is what my thought.
Thank you. अब नेपालमा चाहिँ एउटा के बानी देखिन्छ भने चाहिँ नयाँ टेक्नोलोजी आयो, सबैजना त्यसकै पछाडि जाने, हैन? Every student wants to learn that technology. अब हुन त यो संसारकै नै त्यसै ट्रेन्ड देखिन्छ, हैन? My next question to Sagar is, there is this thought process that people are starting to think abroad that IoT could turn us into things, So in terms of challenges, Nepalको कन्टेक्स्टमा जस्तै कि for people who are trying to get into IoT or IoT मा छिर्दाखेरि या IoT ले ल्याउन सक्ने challengesहरू के जस्तो लाग्छ तपाईलाई?
I think one of the major securities issue privacy को हुनेवाला छ. IoT devices एकदम धेरै एक्सप्लोर भएर गएपछि चाहिँ अब त्यो security पनि अब privacy पनि अब हामीले नदेखेको जस्तो privacy हैन. अहिले जुन इन्टरनेटमा हुन्छ नि privacy issues, Google लाई डाटा दिँदाखेरि, Facebook लाई डाटा दिँदा, it's the same form of privacy issue. जस्तै तपाईको अब क्यामेरा चाहिँ इन्टरनेटमा कनेक्टेड छ भने जुन भेन्डरले तपाईलाई क्यामेरा प्रोवाइड गरेको छ त्यसले त त्यो डेटा चलाउन सक्छ भन्ने एउटा इश्यू आउन सक्छ. तर I think the benefits are far outweighs these kind of issues. त्यसैले these devices will be used either or not you like it. अर्को भन्दा फेरि अब I think I'm more focused, I'm more optimistic about these technologies. For example, take for example the surveillance cameras. तपाईको घरमा surveillance camera राखेको छ अनि त्यसपछि तपाईको घरमा AC छ, ठुलो रुममा मल्टिपल AC छ भने तपाईको त्यो दुईटा devices communicate मात्र गर्न सक्यो भने they can with AI, they can do a lot of things that wouldn't be possible now. For example, by looking at the number of people in it, it can know how many ACs to turn on, because in a big room, a single AC may not be enough to make the temperature to what you desire. And त्यसपछि त्यस्तै कनेक्टेडनेसले चाहिँ धेरै अपर्च्युनिटिज लिएर आउनेछ. Challenges would be mostly about privacy. And त्यसपछि for another question was about
About
how
students, yeah, for students getting into IoT, you know, what do you think, what is your suggestions to them, you know?
अब यो IoT भनेपछि यो कम्प्लिटली नयाँ टेक्नोलोजी हो भन्ने चाहिँ मिल्दैन. आई थिङ्क स्टुडेन्ट्स हेभ बिन गोइङ इन्टु IoT अल द टाइम. अब हामीले पनि अब जस्तै कसरी बुझ्नु पऱ्यो भने कुनै पनि डिभाइस अब इन्टरनेटमा कनेक्ट भएपछि चाहिँ त्यो इन्टरनेट अफ थिङ IoT डिभाइस बन्छ क्या. जस्तै हाम्रो एउटा नौलो रेस्टुरेन्ट भन्ने खोलेको छौँ जसमा चाहिँ रोबोटले सर्भ गर्छ होइन. त्यसमा के हुन्छ भने त्यसमा हरेक डिभाइसेस, टेबल पनि एउटा IoT डिभाइस हो, रोबोट पनि एउटा IoT डिभाइस हो, अनि किचनमा राखेको एउटा स्क्रिन पनि IoT डिभाइस हो, हाम्रो बिलिङ सिस्टम पनि IoT डिभाइस हो. But because of the interconnection between them and communication between them, it's been possible to serve the customer end to end. Table ma goera order हालेपछि robot will know your order and the table number. The kitchen will know your order and table number. When the kitchen ma food prepare bhaisकेपछि robot will know that the food is prepared and it has to go fetch it. And then the customer at the table will know your food is prepared and it's coming in. And the billing software will know that this thing has been cooked. So अब यो स्टोरेजबाट चाहिँ यति क्वान्टिटी चाहिँ कम भइसकेको छ यो फुडको लागि युज गरेको भएर. So I think in the interconnectedness between these things is the true power of IoT. Any IoT devices, I don't see any such challenges because स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू त अब जता अपर्च्युनिटिज धेरै देख्छ त्यता दौडी नै हालिहाल्छ. So I'm not very concerned about them.
Okay.
Sanjiv, I want to make one point here. So
Sure.
since it was related to the students, right? So if you look at IoT as an ecosystem, right? You have the sensors, you have the network, you have the data center. But what is more critical from an IoT use case is the data scientist part of it, data science, right? So this is one of the sector where the industry is lacking the number of actual data scientists what we need in order to really make it really successful, right? We have artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, all these technologies are there, but what we need is to bring in those algorithms, the knowledge, how we can enrich those information that are getting collected in a huge amount. So from a student perspective, I would suggest that there is a lot of scope around the data science, right? And if you can really focus around it, there can be magics what we can do, or whatever the use cases what we are talking about today, I mean, they can be really deployable.
Okay, thank you. So as we have touched on the topic AI and data science itself, right? My question to Ashish is, where does AI, we did talk a little bit about how AI will fit in, right? But from your perspective, where will AI fit in? And is it a match, or are we trying to just forcefully put it together just to make it fancy?
सो अहिले चाहिँ के लागिरहेछ भन्दाखेरि IoT भन्ने बित्तिकै फर्स्ट थिङ त जे जे डिभाइसेस छ इन्टरनेट कनेक्ट छ IoT हुनको होइन. लेट्स से क्यामेरा इफ इट्स कनेक्टेड टु इन्टरनेट, इफ यु क्यान सी लाइभ स्ट्रिमिङ फ्रम समवेयर एल्स, दिस इज कल्ड IoT. बट वेयर we'll be able to put algorithms, write algorithms inside that and analyze those video streams. They video streams are usable form convert on a that is what we are talking about, AI, big data, data science, whatever technology that we have been talking, all those comes in that field. So let's say, for example, IoT device itself is not sufficient. AI छैन क्या, त्यस्तो भइसक्यो. लाइक गुगल, फेसबुक, एमाजन, माइक्रोसफ्ट, those big companies like Nokia, those companies are investing huge amounts of their investment into AI and data science. अहिले हाम्रो गुगल आयोहरू हेर्ने भए, लाइक अहिलेको हाम्रो लाइक एप्पलको कन्फरेन्सहरू, लाइक बिग कम्पनीजको कन्फरेन्स हेर्ने भने चाहिँ They are saying like we are investing this on AI. Most of the talk are on related to AI क्या त्यही भएर चाहिँ म के भन्छु अहिले भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा अहिले प्रभाव नै धेरै चलिरहेको छ क्या पहिला ट्रेडिसनली चाहिँ पहिला इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हुनुपर्छ कुनै पनि सिस्टम चल्न भनिन्थ्यो भने अहिले चाहिँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज नट सफिसियन्ट टु रन इन्डस्ट्रिज टु रन एप्लायन्सेस डिभाइसेस सो एआई इज एन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डेटा इज अ ओइल भनिन्छ क्या जति डेटालाई जति प्युरिफाई गर्न सक्छौँ जति धेरै चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ प्रोसेस गर्न सकौँ त्यति धेरै चाहिँ हामी त्यसबाट चाहिँ बेटर इन्फर्मेसन निकाल्न सकिन्छ र बेटर डिसिजन दिन सकिन्छ लाइक बिजनेसेस केस लाइक लेट मी गिभ यु एक्जाम्पल फर ISPs let's say for Subisu if Subisu is able to analyze the usage pattern of routers those are connected to the different users home if we are able to analyze those usage pattern then we should not wait Subisu should not wait for the customer to call them every time, please, my internet is not working right now. Before customer calling you, we can give decision, give actions to the user's devices to maintain those scenarios. Right now, those scenarios are not difficult and you already can get those scenarios with your data, with your information that they are coming from the router to your server right now. You already have those, but they are spread everywhere. You have to just collect all those information in a container, like these days we are calling big data. Big data in the sense like all those informations, you have different variety of information. Let's say audio, video, text, all those information that you can gather all information in a place, analyze those data and get patterns out of it. Everything in nature has a pattern actually. Like if someone is behaving something, then he has a pattern, she has a pattern of way of so that we know what is the personality of him or her, right? Like that, so we can analyze those patterns, so we can take a decision before customer calling us. Because most of the information, most of the call you might getting from the customer are very, very much similar. I hope so. So you have to analyze the data first. So that is the one thing. So let me give you an example for different banking sectors. Let's say what banking can do. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you already have mobile phones, if you already have camera connected to your surroundings, premises, then you just have to gather all those information in a place and put AI on the top of it. Let's say using computer vision, you can analyze those image frames, what they are coming from your cameras. So what you can find is how कति चाहिँ युजरले चाहिँ लाइक काउन्टरमा वेट गरिनु परिरहेको छ. If you get those analysis from your camera, you can count head of people from that system and who is the recurring customer, who is waiting most of the time from the previous time. त्यो चाहिँ इन्फर्मेसन यदि हामीले ग्यादर गर्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ you can take a decision in the next step so that you don't have to let's say जहिले पनि धेरै भन्दा धेरै ब्याकअप राखिरहनु पर्दैन like customer support गर्नको लागि के. So that you can take an action in a specific time. Let's say every year को Sunday चाहिँ एकदम धेरै ट्राफिक हुन्छ कि. Just get those data and analyze a pattern. Let's say Sunday बढी ट्राफिक हुन्छ भने just allocate resources for that Sunday so that you will be able to tackle those scenarios and your customers should not wait in a queue for long. So यस्तो धेरै इन्फर्मेसनहरु छ जुन चाहिँ अलरेडी हामीसँग भएको सिस्टमलाई नै IOT जुन हार्डवेयरहरुमा चाहिँ AI इम्बेड गर्न सकिन्छ. अनि AI चाहिँ अहिले ब्रेन नै भएको छ, so it is more compatible and is most important भन्छु म चाहिँ.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashish. Now we move on to the next part, which will be focusing on different areas, and I would request audiences to come up with questions once area has been discussed. For the first area, we are going to talk about robotics, because of course, integration of robot and IoT is constantly pushing the boundaries of technology in creating new smart products that makes industry around the globe safe, productive, and cost-effective. And we are lucky to have Mr. Sagar Shrestha, whose company, Paaila, was involved in the development of first robot Pari. So what I would like to know on behalf of the audience and everything is, how is it, how difficult is it to introduce something in Nepal that is very unfamiliar? Guide us through the acceptance. And of course, what do you see Pari or the future of Pari in industries like banking or even for industries like, for a company like Subisu itself?
Thank you, Sanjiv. हामीले जब पहिला फर्स्ट रोबोट परि फर्स्ट ह्युमनोइड ब्याङ्किङ असिस्टेन्ट रोबोट कमर्सियल्ली नेपालमा अभाइलेबल भएको त्यो बनाएको थियौँ र त्यो फर्स्टमा मिटर ग्रिटर जस्तो मात्र थियो. देन वी डेभलप्ड जिन्जर वेटर रोबोट जुन चाहिँ हामीले नौलो रेस्टुरेन्ट चाहिँ एउटा डेमो रेस्टुरेन्ट जस्तो पनि हाम्रो टेस्टको लागि पनि एउटा खोलेको थियौँ. अनि त्यसबाट चाहिँ हामीले एकदम म्यासिभ फिडब्याक पायौँ, मोस्टली फ्रम आउटसाइड नेपालभित्रबाट भन्दा पनि, बिकज a lot of other countries like European countries are interested in these devices and they know where the world is going. जस्तै अब नेक्स्ट 5 yearsमा चाहिँ अब यो जब्स लाइक कुकिङ जब, अनि त्यसपछि वेटरको जब, अनि त्यसपछि ड्राइभिङ जब, सेक्युरिटीको जब, सेक्युरिटी पर्सनलको जब, they will exist in very less amount in the next 5 years. अब these are the jobs that are very mundane and repetitive. त्यो जबहरू अब हामीले पनि त्यही डिरेक्सनमा चाहिँ त्यो नेक्स्ट 5 yearsमा चाहिँ वेटर रोबोटको जब चाहिँ गर्न सकोस् भनेर चाहिँ हामीले इन्ट्रोड्युस गरेको थियौँ जिन्जर रोबोट. अनि वी हेभ बिन गेटिङ लाइक अर्डर्स एन्ड इन्क्वायरिज फ्रम मोर देन 20 countries ओभर द वर्ल्ड. अब त्यसको लागि हामीले अब वी आर बिल्डिङ अ प्लान्ट एन्ड वी वान्ट टु सिप आवर फर्स्ट रोबोट्स दिस इयर. अब नेक्स्ट फिल्ड भनेको चाहिँ एउटा जनरल पर्पज बिजनेस आउटलेटमा एउटा रिसेप्सनिस्टको काम गरिदिनको लागि चाहिँ हामीले परीको सेकेन्ड भर्जन डेभलप गरेर डिप्लोय गरिसकेका छौँ नेपाल एसबिआई ब्याङ्कमा र अनि बिपी कोइराला म्युजियममा. इट्स अ न्यू म्युजियम. त्यसमा चाहिँ टुर गाइडको रूपमा काम गर्दैछ भने नेपाल एसबिआईमा चाहिँ एउटा रिसेप्सनिस्टको कामको लागि चाहिँ डिप्लोय गरिएको छ. त्यसमा चाहिँ अब हामीले राइट नाउ वी आर फेसिङ सो मेनी च्यालेन्जेस. सबभन्दा ठुलो च्यालेन्जेस इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्नको लागि छँदै थिएन, बिकज अहिले त मोस्ट अफ द पिपुल नो वाट अ रोबोट इज, दे हेभ सिन अ लट अफ मुभिज अबाउट इट. तर त्यसले गर्दा अब एक्सपेक्टेसन चाहिँ एकदम बढेर त्यो चाहिँ बढी च्यालेन्जेस थियो इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्नुभन्दाखेरि. मान्छेको एक्सपेक्टेसन टर्मिनेटर जस्तो हुन्छ होइन.
नेक्स्ट टाइम त मेरो जागिर पनि खाइदेला जस्तो मोडरेटरको होइन.
त्यही कुराहरू चाहिँ कमेन्टमा एकदम आइरहेको हुन्छ होइन. अब इट्स भेरी फार फ्रम द्याट. तर त्यो नहुने चाहिँ होइन, जागिर नखाने चाहिँ होइन, बट दे विल बी न्यू जब्स. जागिर कस्तो जागिर भनेको अब तपाईँले अहिले गरिरहनु भएको रिसेप्सनिस्टले गर्ने काम भनेको एउटै क्वेसनलाई रिपिटेटिभली एउटै एन्सर चाहिँ दिइरहनु. त्यो जब आई डोन्ट थिङ्क अब त्यो जब लिने मान्छे चाहिँ अर्कै अलि मोर क्रिएटिभ जब, त्यसलाई पर्सनल्ली कस्टमरसँग पर्सनल्ली इन्गेज गर्नको लागि, आफ्नो प्रोडक्ट सेल गर्नको लागि चाहिँ इन्भेस्ट हुन्छ. अनि रेस्टुरेन्टमा पनि अलिकति पर्सनल टच दिनको लागि चाहिँ वेटर्सहरू त्यसरी जब चाहिँ सिफ्ट हुन्छ, अगमेन्ट हुन्छ जब चाहिँ रिप्लेस भन्दा पनि. सो it's been hard to actually meet the expectations first, and it's been hard to develop the product. किनभने we develop these products from locally available materials mostly. किनभने the budget needed for building a product the way SoftBank does it is huge. It's not less than $10 million. त्यो हामीले एकदम कममा गर्नुपर्ने थियो. So that was the major challenge. And actually I can't say it without acting as if I'm boasting it. But I haven't taken a day off in like 2.5 years, and my co-founders haven't also. except for the festivals, main festivals, of course. And to build the hardware was the major challenge. Now we are actually we are done with the hardwares, and now we are focusing more on the softwares. We are focusing on computer vision. We are focusing on NLP, and we are focusing on reinforcement learning problem for multi-agent system. If there are 10 robots, if a restaurant wants to buy 10 robots for a single place, for a single restaurant, then it will be chaotic. There will be people moving around. There will be robots going from one destination to another, and each robot will have a different start and goal location. So we are solving that problem using reinforcement learning, which is a machine learning technique. So these are the things we are doing, and hopefully in the next 5 years, I think it appears to me that I think we will be a global leader in robotics.
Okay, let's move on to the audience. If someone has any question regarding IoT robotics, yeah, I can see a gentleman raising his hand. If someone could pass on the mic to him. I would ask the question to be very concrete, okay? Yes.
Good morning, everybody. I'm from Nepal Police, and I listen all of you panelists, and I'm getting very scared about the IoT device, because assume that I am the fresh investor in IoT to make our office smart or our country smart. And as you discussed already, the IoT device is going to integrate it with the artificial intelligence.
Sir, could you come to the question, please, because we are
So,
on a time limit.
So my question is that, should we wait for the 5G technology, having the all IoT devices integrated with the artificial intelligence, and start to make my office smart, or we should start from tomorrow, and then that device is not going to synchronize with the 5G technology, which is going to come within 2 to 3 years? What should I do?
Okay.
What is your suggestion?
Sagar, please.
I don't think it's a choice. I don't think you can say, okay, we can all agree on, okay, we'll start from tomorrow and not today. It's already started. Actually, most of the devices now found are connected to the internet because the vendors want power. The data is, and the data they collect from those devices is power. For example, a light bulb company might now install motion sensors in your lights and turn it on when there is motion. And it might be connected to the internet. By connecting it to the internet, you know when you want the light to be on, off, or how dim you want the light, how dim you want the light to be at a certain point of the day. So it gives so much power to the vendor because to the company, because there's data coming from all its customers, and you can work on those data. You can use AI to build models with those data that will make this light turn on, off, and dim automatically. So I don't think it's a choice, but yes, it's fair to be concerned about it, and we have to find regulatory actions, and there should be laws against use of those data, but I don't think it's a choice.
Okay, since we are
let me try to answer that, Sanjiv, just a quick. So you are trying to say if it's going to synchronize with the 5G technology that's coming out, if you install it from tomorrow, right? So the issue here, how things are built these days for your IoT devices to work in your offices is there is a hub that communicates with all your relay devices that are connected to your switches and to your electronic devices that are connected out there. So let's say tomorrow 5G is a thing that everybody needs, then all it's needed is a simple software upgrade or just you change the hub. But by implementing, implementing IoT in your office, you're already being very efficient. The profits, the efficiency that you are making from tomorrow will be much larger than changing the hub and replacing the hub tomorrow or even upgrading the software. So I see that as a very basic option that you should go for from tomorrow itself, and then not worry about if it's going to synchronize tomorrow, because leave that on us to solve the problem. You do your business, run your business efficiently, make profits, we'll solve the problems for you.
Okay. Since we already talked about, touched the topic of home automation, I want to come to this area called home automation. And, we talked about Alexa a bit earlier. And our presenter, Mr. Hadip, talked about smart lighting and smart simple devices, right? Tara, my concern to Alok is Nepal smart hunaka लागि ready छ? Or we talked, he talked about simple devices, and I myself am finding it very difficult to find these simple devices in Nepal, right? Because we are too much dependent on to get things from India and China. So what's your view on this one?
Yeah, so there are two things. There are if we are ready, and then what are the challenges, basically. So, हामीहरूले पनि यो प्रडक्ट बनाउन थाल्दाखेरि सबभन्दा बिगेस्ट कन्सर्न के थियो भन्दा are we trying to just replicate something that's out there already, or are we trying to actually solve the problem in Nepal? हैन? So, हामीहरूको चाहिँ entire vision कहाँनिर थियो भन्दा let's not try to be sound like the guys from Google or Amazon and try to be too hi-fi and sell this and that, because the country itself is not even ready for it right now. भर्खर नै इन्टरनेट कनेक्टिभिटी अराउन्ड 70% छ जस्तो लाग्छ नेपालभरि हाम्रो, अनि भर्खर इन्टरनेटबाट फेसबुक वर्ल्डमा पुगिरहेको ठाउँमा एकैचोटि ल्याएर नयाँ कुरा गर्नु भनेर सबैजनामा त्यो लेभलको लिट्रेसी पुऱ्याउन टाइम लाग्छ हैन. एन्ड एट द सेम टाइम हामी यस्तो कम्युनिटीमा काम गर्छौँ जहाँ कलेक्टिभली हामी कामै गर्दैन कोही पनि. हामी सबजना आफ्नो पाराले आफ्नोतिर काम गरिरहेछौँ. लिट्रेसीमा त कोही काम नै गरिरहेको छैन, सबैलाई आफ्नो प्रडक्ट मात्रै सेल गर्न छ, तर nobody realizes कि the literacy is how important literacy is to get there. But having said that, country चाहिँ properly ready छ, किनकि मलाई दिनदिनै ट्राफिक जाम मन पर्दैन हैन. मलाई ट्राफिक जाममा पनि मलाई स्मार्ट लाइट्सहरू चाहिएको छ. मलाई आई विश देयर वर स्मार्ट कार्स. अनि त्यसपछि मलाई दिनदिनै बिहान उठेर पानीको मोटर अन गर्न मन लाग्दैन. आई विश देयर वाज अ अटोमेसन सिस्टम, एन्ड द्याट्स वाट इज इम्प्लिमेन्टेड एट माई हाउस टु राइट नाउ. एन्ड सो मान्छेहरूले जति टेक्नोलोजी जति फास्टर ग्रो गर्दै जान्छ, मान्छेहरूले त्यसलाई त्यति फास्टर अड्याप्ट गर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ छैन. तर मान्छेहरूले बिस्तारै बिस्तारै त्यसलाई अड्याप्ट चाहिँ गर्नुहुन्छ. अनि रमाइलो कुरा के छ भन्दा नेपालमा चाहिँ तपाईँले त्यही कुरालाई सस्तो र सुलभ तरिकाले प्रेजेन्ट गर्न सक्नुभयो भने मान्छेहरूले लिनुहुन्छ, एक्सपेरिमेन्ट गर्नुहुन्छ, ट्राई गर्नुहुन्छ. अनि द्याट वाज वान अफ द बिगेस्ट च्यालेन्ज फर अस, एन्ड द्याट्स वाइ वी ह्याड टु थिङ्क अफ अ होल न्यू मोडल वेयर we do not replace the switches at your places. We had to just add the relay switches behind your existing switches and just add a hub, and then not have a server with us, but just let the hub communicate, and the hub is inside your house. So the part of the security issue is resolved as well.
Just like Alok, we talked about smart lighting, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Hadip talked about smart lighting. अब हुन त नेपालमा अब बाटोमा जानुभयो भने हरेक 6 महिनामा स्मार्ट लाइटिङ हालिन्छ हैन, फेरि अनि 2 महिनामा धुलो लाग्छ जान्छ हैन. So do you think it's really possible for Nepal to look into these things?
नेपालमा एक्चुअली स्मार्ट लाइटिङ छैन बाटोमा. नेपालमा सोलर लाइट मात्रै छ.
हैन, मैले त पत्रिकामा पढ्ने हो हैन.
पत्रिका त बिगाउनु पर्यो नि हैन. अनि आइओटीले चाहिँ के चाहिँ हेल्प गर्छ, आइओटी र एआईलाई दुईटालाई एक्चुअली मिलाएर गर्ने हो भने चाहिँ त्यही एक्जिस्टिङ लाइट्सहरूलाई पनि कहिले बिग्रिन्छ त त्यो कुराको नोटिफायर प्रपर डिपार्टमेन्ट्सहरूमा दे क्यान गेट नोटिफाइड प्रायर, राइट? एन्ड देन एट द सेम टाइम why are we losing so much money on electricity while electricity is not abundant in this country? अनि त्यसको लागि पनि what we have developed and a lot of other IoT companies have done as well is the scheduling lighting that works with the sunrise and sunset times, and also you can again schedule it yourself. And मैले देखेको छ सबैभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट अर्को एउटा युसेज भने नेपालमा पब्लिक अफिसेसहरूमा देख्छु के पब्लिक अफिसेसको त्यो लाइन्सहरू, त्यो पब्लिक अफिसेसमा काम गर्ने तरिकाहरू, यो सबै कुरालाई अटोमेट गर्न सकिन्छ आइओटी र एआईको माध्यमबाट. बिकज म युएसमा हुँदाखेरि के हुन्थ्यो भने म कुन दिन डिएमबी जाने मलाई थाहा हुन्थ्यो कि डिएमबी भने हाम्रो लाइसेन्स लिन जाने ठाउँ उहाँको. सो हामी लाइसेन्स लिनको लागि म कुन दिन गएँ भने मेरो काम छिटो हुन्छ मलाई थाहा हुन्थ्यो हैन. एज अ फ्लो कति छ भन्ने कुरा मलाई थाहा हुन्थ्यो. सिमिलरली अहिले अर्को मैले देखेको ठाउँ जहाँ एआई र आइओटी दुइटै युज गर्न सकिन्छ त्यो चाहिँ हाम्रो ब्याङ्क्सहरूमा हो. I don't know how much our banking domain is familiar with Bank of America. Bank of America has this awesome chatbot, AI implemented chatbot called Erica, which does basically almost everything that the customer representative does for you. Customer service representative does for you. So I can cancel my card within that bot. I can ask where the nearest ATM is. I can ask my balance. I can do transfers and whatnot. Anything you can imagine you can do with your banking application app, that Erica is able to do it for you now. सो एज अ होल नेपाल अटोमेसनको लागि रेडी छ होइन, तर एक्सेप्टेन्सको मात्रै कुरा हो होइन। अनि एक्सेप्टेन्सको कुराको लागि चाहिँ यो अब सेकेन्ड पार्टमा जाँदा च्यालेन्जेसहरूको कुरामा चाहिँ किन गाह्रो भइरहेछ भन्दा एउटा त हाम्रो सधैँभरिको एभर एक्जिस्टिङ इट्स सो redundant that we talk about policies. Yeah, there is so much policy bottleneck. I run a highly successful Silicon Valley company, subsidiary in Nepal called Siliconhire, and then I'm running a proper Nepali startup called Vzeal Technologies. Yeah, but the government treats these both companies as same. I'm not getting any tax subsidiary, being a returnee or opening a startup, and none of that. And our financial sector is not giving us non-collateral loans or anything. And offering me 1 lakh credit card is not a loan for a startup. Trust me, that does not help. I mean, so other issues are the production issues. I think you brought it up earlier too. Production ko kuraharu cha jun Nepal ma hami produce गर्न सक्दैनौं. Exim code लिनको लागि अर्को hassle छ. एउटा सानो नेपालको लागि सानो startup को लागि 3 lakh fixed deposit मा राखेर exim code लिनु is a big deal यार. That's a very big deal for Nepali startups that are trying to grow out. अनि इभन महावीर पुन जस्तो दाइहरु जस्तोले त अहिलेसम्म स्ट्रगल गर्न परिरहेछ भन्दाखेरि त यहाँनिर नेपाली स्टार्टअपको लागि यो अटोमेसन यो IoT AI इन्डस्ट्री हामी सबैजनाको लागि प्रब्लम्स नै प्रब्लम्स छ. एन्ड वेयर the representatives that we are sending out, I don't know what kind of representatives we are sending out. I didn't get to vote last time, by the way, so I'm not going to complain much. But then again, the representatives we are sending out are not basically doing their job. Leaders भनेको सबै IT experts हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन, political leaders, but their job is to bring these experts together and formulate the policies that works for all of us. I don't know why we still have academicians running the ministries. Our finance minister is so adamant in closing down payment gateways. What are you going to do when you're running a business when you can't even transfer 1 lakh rupees online? That's 1 lakh is a limit if you want to do it online. And then we are talking about automation and smart home and all of that and innovations. And while we're stuck in such a nutshell over here in a wormhole, and we cannot even get out.
म यसमा एउटा कुरा थप्न चाहन्छु. नेपाल चाहिँ एडप्ट किन रेडी छ कि छैन भन्नको लागि चाहिँ अहिले सिनारियो के छ भन्दाखेरि एक्ज्याक्टली हामी जे फेस गरिरहेछौँ अहिले भने कम्पनी स्टार्ट गर्ने भन्यो IoT डिभाइस बनाउँछौँ भनेर भन्यो, डिभाइस बनाउन पनि थाल्यो. फर्स्ट प्रब्लम त मेन पावर छैन. लिटरली भन्नुपर्दा लाइक मेन पावर छँदै छैन. के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि नेपालमा इभन मै भन्छु when I was about to finish my graduation or before starting my bachelor's degree, मैले चाहिँ के गर्थेँ भन्दाखेरि म विदेश जान्छु भन्ने थियो क्या. इभन I started my IELTS class. अनि त्यसपछि होइन फेरि यहीँ पढ्नुपर्छ, भिजा लागेन, समथिङ के भयो दुनियाँ भयो. I started my bachelor's degree here and started reading real scenario भन्दैछु है. अनि त्यसपछि when I finished my graduation अनि के रियलाइज भयो भने एटलिस्ट बाहिरको मान्छेलाई सोद्धाखेरि होइन यहाँ त दुःख छ यार, अस्ट्रेलिया दुःख छ, क्यानाडा दुःख छ, US दुःख छ, केही न केही स्किल सिकेर आऊ. सबैले कसैले हामीले केही सजेसन दियो. अनि सो वी स्टार्टेड लर्निङ. एटलिस्ट म 1 वर्ष 6 मन्थ बस्छु अनि केही प्रोग्रामिङ सिकेर जान्छु. I was from engineering background. अनि केही प्रोग्रामिङ सिकेर जान्छु भनेर बसेँ. अनि सिक्दै गर्दा मलाई होइन अझै धेरै सिक्नुपर्छ भन्ने फिल हुन थाल्यो. अनि नेपालमा जेनरली त्यही छ. अब नेपालमा यस्तो आउटसोर्सिङ कामहरू अथवा सफ्टवेयरको कामहरू चाहिँ जेनरली बाहिरको कामहरू गरिन्छ क्या. US क्यानाडा अस्ट्रेलिया यस्तो जुन अरू कन्ट्रीहरू काम गरिन्छ. अनि क्लाइन्ट्सहरूसँग कम्युनिकेसन हुन थाल्यो. अनि रियलाइज भयो कि वी आर कम्पिटेटिभ टु वर्क इन द वर्ल्ड सिनारियो होइन. जब सबै कम्पनीहरूसँग उनीहरूको डेभलपरसँग बसेर हामी काम गर्न सक्छौँ भने वी आर एबल टु डु एभ्रिथिङ. तर के भइरहेछ प्रब्लम यहाँ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ म चाहिँ अड्केर बसेँ किनभने वी हेभ स्टार्ट आवर ओन कम्पनी. वी वान्टेड टु जेनेरेट मोर मेन पावर फर AI एन्ड डेटा साइन्स. यदि बाहिर गयो भने पनि हामी कम्पनीको रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ गरेर भोलि त्यहाँ कम्पनी हुन्छ नि त्यहाँको रिसोर्सेस अनि त्यहाँको चाहिँ प्रोजेक्टहरू चाहिँ नेपाल पठाउने त्यो तरिकाले जाउँला भन्ने मेन्टालिटी बनाउँदै बसिरहेको थियो. अझै मेन चाहिँ नेपाललाई डिजिटाइज गर्नुपर्छ भनेर बसिरहेको छ होइन. यहाँ प्रब्लम के भइदिरहेछ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो सबैसँग नहुनसक्छ. जेनरली लेट्स चाहिँ 80-90% स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूसँग चाहिँ केही सिक्यो भने पनि एटलिस्ट काम गर्छ सफ्टवेयर कम्पनीमा भने अथवा कुनै पनि कम्पनीमा काम गर्छ भने 1 वर्ष बस्छ, फ्यामिली नै एक्सेप्ट गर्दैन. ठुलो काम गरिरहेछ, राम्रै जागिर खाइरहेछ, राम्रै उसले बिजनेस स्टार्ट गरिरहेछ भने ऊ बाहिर गइरहेको छैन भने उसले फ्युचरमा गर्नुपर्ने गोल एचिभ गरेकै छैन भन्ने सोसाइटी छ. त्यसले गर्दा ऊ प्रेसराइज हुन्छ र ऊ बाहिर जानुपर्ने ट्रेन्ड छ. जिआरई गर्न थाल्छ, आइएल्स गर्न थाल्छ. ऊ चाहिँ स्किल्स भन्दा पनि बढी जिआरई र आइएल्सलाई फोकस गर्छ. क्लास सकिनुभन्दा अगाडि जिआरई जोइन गर्छ. दिस इज द रियल सिनारियो द्याट आइ एम सिइङ राइट नाउ. अनि कामै गर्नेले पनि 1 वर्ष काम गरेपछि के गर्छ नि इभन हामी फेस गरिरहेछौँ अहिले. 1 वर्ष जति काम गर्छ, राम्रोसँग सिक्छ होइन अब त म बाहिर जानुपर्छ भन्छ 4-5 वर्ष पुग्नुपर्छ खासमा एउटा लेभलको सिनियरिटी लेभल पुग्नलाई ऊ 1 वर्ष नपुगेको छोडिदिन्छ अनि बाहिर जान्छ अब के भइरहेछ यहाँ भन्दाखेरि बाहिर जान्छ अब उसले त्यहाँ च्यालेन्ज फेस गर्नुपर्छ ऱ्यान्डमली जे पनि काम गर्नुपर्छ वाटेभर होइन त्यो अनि अरू के छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ मेन पावर प्रड्युस गर्नुपर्छ भनेर दुनियाँ गर्छौँ दुनियाँ इन्भेस्टमेन्ट गर्छौँ हामी अहिले हामीसँग कम्युनिटी पनि रन गर्छौँ बिफोर एउटा एआइडिएम नेपाल भन्ने कम्युनिटी सुन्नुभएको छ र त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले एआई डेटा साइन्समा लिटल त्यति बेला हामी 4-5 जना मान्छे भन्दा बढी थिएन त्यति बेला डेटा काम गर्ने अनि होइन हामीले नेपालमा मेन पावर चाहिँ ग्रो गर्नै पर्छ भनेर चाहिँ हामी लाग्यौँ कम्युनिटीमा 3000+ स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई चाहिँ कन्टिन्युस 14 विक्स चाहिँ कन्टिन्युस हामीले फ्री एआई क्लासेस ट्रेनिङ क्लासेसहरू दियौँ होइन कोही कन्टिन्यू गर्ने कोही नगर्ने एटलिस्ट हामीसँग 100 जना मेन पावर थियो अनि 100 जना मेन पावरले गरेर फेरि हामीले अरू 3000 मान्छेलाई एक्स्ट्रा हामीले पढायौँ क्या त्यसो गर्दै गर्दै गएपछि अहिले अलिकति चाहिँ मेन पावरलाई हामीले अलिकति सजिलो भएको छ तर पनि के प्रब्लम भइरहेछ भने त्यही क्या एक त काम गर्ने मेन पावर छैन अर्को आइओटी डिभाइस बनाउँछौँ भनेर भन्यो भने मेन प्रब्लम अर्को भनेको आइओटी सामान किन्ने ठाउँ छैन बाङ्गेमुडा जानुपर्ने ठाउँ छ एउटा रियालिटी भन्नुपर्दा डिभाइस बनाउन लागि कुनै एउटा ठाउँमा सामान किन्न गइन्छ भोलि सामान ल्याइ नसके बिग्रिन्छ त्यो कहाँबाट आउँछ कुन तरिकाले आउँछ सामानको ग्यारेन्टी छैन इन्भेस्ट गरिन्छ पकेटबाट कति हाल्ने होइन अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ बाहिरबाट मगाउनु लागि अनलाइन मिडिया केही पनि छैन हेर्नु हाम्रो मान्छे कोही इन्डियातिर हुनुपर्छ कोही चाइनातिर हुनुपर्छ कतितिर हुनुपर्छ सो द्याट हामीले कसैलाई मगाइदिएन भन्नुपर्छ र पठाइदियो भन्नुपर्छ होइन त्यो फेरि सजिलो छैन महिनौ लाग्छ
अब यो त आशिष कस्तो कुरा भयो नि दुःखको कुरा गऱ्यो भने दुःखै भने जस्तै छ होइन
सो त्यो च्यालेन्जेसहरू छ तर पनि हामी के गर्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि यो च्यालेन्जेसहरूलाई चाहिँ फेस गर्न हामी चाहिँ अलिकति स्ट्रङ इनफ हुनुपर्छ र हामीले जे जति अभाइलेबल सिस्टम्स कम्पोनेन्ट्सहरू छ र त्यो इजिली अभाइलेबल कसरी बनाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने लाग्यौँ भने चाहिँ हामी गर्न सक्छौँ तर नेपाल चाहिँ लाइक एज अ टेक्नोलोजी एज अ हुन्छ नि एज अ नलेजको हिसाबले रेडी नभएको होइन अनि अघि तपाईँले भने जस्तो जुन फ्लाइट्सहरू चाहिँ 1 दिन बन्छ 5 दिन नभइकन बिग्रेर जान्छ भन्ने चाहिँ यो चाहिँ हामीमा पनि एउटा प्रब्लम छ है हामीले पनि आफै उ गर्दैनौँ क्या हाम्रो गभर्मेन्ट प्रपर्टी भनेको हाम्रो प्रपर्टी जस्तो लाग्दैन अनि त्यसपछि प्लस युजरहरूले नै यतिकै चलाइदिने अब त्यस्तै खालको अब कसैले त्यो टिपेर हिँडिदिने भत्काइदिने हामी आफै पनि अलिकति सुरक्षा गर्दैनौँ कति कुराहरू त होइन तर जस हामी आफै एजुकेटेड भयौँ भने चाहिँ यो कुरा हामी रियली रेडी
त्यो त डेफिनेटली अब त्यो एउटा प्रब्लमै छ होइन अब we talked about a lot of issues from a user's perspective, from a company perspective, right? But there are a lot of security concerns as well. And since there are people from the government and different industries, my question, my final sector is, of course, security. And I would like Mr. Dwarika to chip in, what does these concerns mean for Nepal, for a country like Nepal, right? Like we talked about a use case of tourism. So in terms of tourism, what can Nepalese government, Nepalese industry look into and how can they secure it in terms of IoT usage and AI usage in it?
Yeah, so based on the conversation what Ashish and Alok has pointed it out. So if you look at from an IoT use case perspective, this is more relevant. Each use case is relevant to a geography, demography, and the economy. Okay, so it cannot be generalized. Point number 1. Point number 2. If we are looking at a use case which you have brought it up around tourism, right? Now, if we are looking from a country perspective, then there are a requirement. On one hand, you have requirement of a technology, right? Which there is an IoT aspect which comes in. The other side comes around is the policies. Because it is also important that the government policies or the authorities, right, they work in a tandem along with the technology, then only the benefits can be driven across. So like, take an example of a security when we speak about, right, from a tourist perspective. The tourist comes into the Nepal boundary, right? So he comes in, he does immigration. So that is the only point where you have the data collected. Now he goes to a hotel. Now today we don't have any kind of a synchronization or there is an authority at the top who is talking to both immigration as well as the hotel database to check whether the guy who came into Nepal has really, where is he located? Because what you're doing is you're just filling a form and then you're giving it across, right? And you are just dependent on that information. So this is one aspect part of it. Then second thing is when he is exiting. So right from the entry till the exit, all the places where he is taking part, whether it is any tourism activity or whether he is taking any other activity. If all this can be synchronized together, that's where you are able to provide a proper kind of a security to the tourist who comes into the Nepal.
Okay. Thank you. Can we take questions from the floor? Like if anyone has, yeah, please, could someone provide a mic to the gentleman?
Hello, yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Ashish. Quickly coming to the question about IoT used in a home environment. What I'm more concerned about is security for a country like Nepal or India, where literacy is very low, especially when it comes to IT. And we already have, we have to tell people even not to click on pop-up ads and install things on your computer. And we already have a case of cryptocurrency mining on IoT devices like refrigerators, washing machines. So how secure would it feel to connect all your devices in your place to the internet and expect that your data doesn't leak or expect a private life after doing that without really understanding the consequences of that? Like, where do we stand and are we ready for it yet? That's my question.
Can I take another last question before we move on to the answers? सबैलाई IoT र AI को बारेमा छर्लङ्गै भएको जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई क्वेसन आउन छोड्यो which is actually good, right? So let's move on to the answer part, right? I would first ask
question what Ashish has brought it, and what Ashish has brought it is a really important point, right? We have to really differentiate between IoT and automation. Okay, what we are talking about connecting all our devices out of our home is nothing. It's not an IoT. It's an automation. So basically, what you are doing is based on certain rules, you are taking an action, whether it is increasing the air condition fan speed or decreasing it. So this is automation. Now, the moment when you connect any device which is connected to the internet, that is the place where you are actually getting into a security issues, right? See, any security solution which you take about, I'm not talking about trying to sell or talk about anything, but any security related solution which you talk about comes with a cost. Today, whether you take India or whether you take Nepal, any of the SARC, India or the SARC countries, right? We have a mindset of spending less. If I'm getting any device for 10,000 rupees, and if I'm getting a device for 500 rupees, I will prefer go and select 500, because for us, money is a very important aspect of it. And this is what is actually explored. Because when you bring in the device, I would not expect a common man to be knowledge enough to understand what are the security loopholes that particular device brings in, right? It is connecting it to it. And when you connect these kind of devices onto the internet, right, what happens is that particular device actually talks in the back end to one of the other server. So basically, a device which you bought it with your hard-earned money is not your device. Rather, it is sending all your information across to somebody else, and then you are vulnerable to the cyber crime part of it, right? So this is not a topic which can be really addressed so easily about it. It all totally depends, as I said, from use case to use case. You have to decide what is my perimeter under which I want to keep certain devices. What is that particular device which I want to give access to the internet? Internet definitely brings in a convenience, but it brings in the convenience at a particular cost. Are we ready for it? Is a call what we need to take.
Yeah, let me add a little bit to what Dwarika said too. So I'll try to share you an experience of how and what we did while we were trying to develop our system. I'll keep it short, trust me. And so the biggest problem was everybody, somebody who knows security systems or not, everybody would come and just ask, how secure is it? What's the security? What's the security? So the solution to it we found was to connect your devices through the hub within an intranet. Not to the internet, but to the intranet. So basically our system doesn't even require internet to work. It just works on the wireless network that the router produces for your house. And then, but then again, there are a lot of folks who want to control everything from everywhere in the planet. So that's when we had to make it adaptable to AWS and then GCP, and also just last week we have been able to connect it with Siri as well. So it works for Siri as well. But like he said, it connects with the server with them, and then that sends data to the other end, and that's how they communicate, and that's how the entire thing works. The important thing for people, if you are installing something at your house and if you are connecting your devices, your private devices, is to know if that particular, know the background, what kind of product it is. If you're using Alexa, I want you to look into AWS, if it is FCC weighted or not. Look into that. And then having said all of that, there are always issues like if I cannot help you if your password is password 123, right? Then as long as you don't share your passwords, don't put in easy passwords, a lot of these security issues can be resolved. And I would like to add one more thing to that. That's again the policy part, that our country is still nowhere ready to talk about this kind of stuff. FCC, after looking at Google, Facebook, go through all the actions in the United States in the Senate and answering to all the senators, we would have thought, being Oscar Ali as an advisor of our Prime Minister as well, I was thinking that kind of policies would eventually start coming in, but which hasn't, and I'm hoping with all the new IT bills coming in, that will come in. But it's high time we need to start thinking about that right now, so we don't start allowing the booming companies, the startups that only know so much, to do things thinking it's legal, and eventually it becomes illegal, similar to what happened with Tootle recently. Because technically that was not illegal at the time when the company started, but now they're trying to bind him together within it. So it's high time we all think about it. But then again, if you are too concerned about security, then the best way to work about it is to do your due diligence and ask as many questions as possible and look into it before you purchase or use that product.
Okay, thank you, Alok. That brings us to the end of this panel discussions. एकछिन त प्यानल डिस्कसन सुन्दाखेरि एकदमै दुखी नै पार्नुभयो सबैले हैन। नेपालमा चाहिँ प्रब्लम मात्रै छ, थ्रेट्स मात्रै छ। अब पाइला टेक्नोलोजीले सबैको जागिर पनि खाइदिने जस्तो देखियो एकछिन त हैन। But I think there is still hope, हैन, there is still hope.
Can I
Yeah, sure, please.
अघि धेरै नै ब्लिक कुराहरू भयो नि हैन। I think there are so many opportunities. यो म चाहिँ एकदम होपफुल छु कि यो स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम अहिले जसरी ग्रो भइरहेको छ, जस्तै टुटल पठाले त्यो ट्रान्सपोर्टेसनको एउटा पार्ट अफ द प्रब्लम चाहिँ धेरै सल्भ गरेको छ जस्तो लाग्छ हैन। यस्तै यो स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टमले नै यो अरू प्रब्लमहरू पनि हाम्रो सबै सल्भ गर्न सक्छ र सल्भ गर्नेछ जस्तो लाग्छ। अनि यो च्यालेन्जेसहरू नै हाम्रो लागि एकदम ठुलो अपर्च्युनिटिज हो, यो नयाँ बिजनेसेसहरू ग्रो हुनको लागि हैन। अब प्रब्लमै नभएको भए, युएस जस्तो देश भएको भए यहाँ एउटा प्रोडक्ट सोच्नको लागि कति गाह्रो हुन्थ्यो क्या। युएसमा जुन अब अचेल नयाँ आइडियाहरू आइरहन्छ नि, टुथब्रसलाई कसरी अप्टिमाइज गरेर घुमाउने यताउता, त्यस्तो सानो चिज, त्यो फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड प्रब्लमहरू सल्भ गर्न कति क्रिएटिभिटी चाहिन्छ र अहिलेको हाम्रो प्रब्लम सल्भ गर्न कति क्रिएटिभिटी चाहिन्छ, त्यो एकदम ह्युज डिफ्रेन्स हुन्छ क्या। हाम्रोमा एकदम सजिलरी नै प्रब्लम सल्भ हुने सोल्युसन्सहरू निस्किन सक्छ क्या। जस्तै फर इक्जाम्पल अब ट्राफिक लाइट्सको आइओटीले नै अब यो ट्राफिक कन्जेसनलाई कसरी मिनिमाइज गर्न सक्छ भने, अब हाम्रो देशमा अब अहिलेसम्म ट्राफिक लाइटहरू राम्ररी इन्स्टल भएको छैन हैन। तर अब जब इन्स्टल हुन्छ त्यो ट्राफिक लाइटहरू अलि स्मार्ट ट्राफिक लाइट्स चाहिँ आइओटी इन्टरनेटसँग कनेक्टेड ट्राफिक लाइट चाहिँ इन्स्टल भयो भने त्यो ट्राफिकलाई कसरी राउट गर्न सकिन्छ, जसले गर्दा फेरि कन्जेसन कम हुन सकिन्छ, द्याट क्यान बी इम्प्लिमेन्टेड। अनि त्यो पनि हाम्रै स्टार्टअपहरूले इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्न सक्छ क्या। इट्स नट द्याट हार्ड।
Okay, so we are up for time, and actually यो त मेरो नोटै हेरेर बोल्दिनु भएको जस्तो लाग्यो, because I was going to tell the same thing. So it's high time the government and industry looks into IoT. What we came to the conclusion is IoT and AI is not for tomorrow, it's already for now, and our government and our industry should look into it now itself, right? But of course, I think the foremost thing that needs to be looked is into the awareness of these technologies, and we should look forward in developing manpower for these technologies. I would like to thank the panelists for their excellent opinions on different matters, and I would like to thank Subisu for giving us the opportunity for this panel discussion. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.